I think a big thing is taking responsibility for your thoughts, for your feelings, for what's going on inside of you. Because as long as we give the responsibility away, somebody made me feel this way, this made me feel this way, as long as we're going from the outside in, okay, we're victims.
Going the wrong way.
Yeah. And as soon as we take responsibility for it, as soon as we're like, oh, hang on, I really am creating this inside of myself, life leans in, life shows up for us,
Yeah. It's
mind shows up for us.
It is taking that responsibility. You're bang on there. And I think that's the hardest part about the three principles. It is taking personal responsibility because it's so much easier to blame it on the external.
Yes.
And it sucks when you realize that your whole suffering was yourself. That you were doing it to yourself. It's fucking sucks. But that's where the power starts to shift.
Yeah. Soon as you start taking responsibility, then you start seeing it differently. You start seeing when you're starting to get into your head in that overwhelm and those what ifs. And you can, you take responsibility. Let me just repeat myself over and over, right? But then that means you're able to change it. And it's not changing it. It's, yes, I feel this way. Given these circumstances, yeah, this is how I feel. And that's okay. And you allow yourself to feel it. You have to feel these feelings. The three principles is not about not feeling these intense feelings, We're going to feel them all and we're meant to, but we're not meant to hold on to them. So when we take responsibility for that feeling and we allow it and we meet it with a compassion, it allows it to go past and clarity to come.
Yeah. And I think that's the one thing that people don't like to do.
Right.
They want
Still
to
have to
avoid it.
feel your feelings. You can't avoid it, but know that you're responsible for it. And know that it's not staying forever. It's going to change. I think that's the biggest thing is no matter how dark and gloomy or stormy or whatever, it's not going to stay that way. That gives you power too.
Yeah. It's just having that knowing that I think that's having, and then the more the more knowing you get, you know, and every time you go into that thought form, that's what keeps me kind of, I know that this isn't forever. I know this is just a small section of my day.
Well, these feelings, think of them. If you had a friend show up that was angry, would you turn them away? If you had a friend show up that was overwhelmed, would you turn them away?
Mm.
Your feelings are the same thing. Invite them in, sit with them, allow them to be so they can be better.
Yeah, and stop judging them. I used to judge my friends all the time. If I was on this journey and then I start getting angry or I start getting overwhelmed, I think, oh, you're so pathetic. You should be over this by now. But that's a part of being human. Like a lot of the other people say, like you're not just here for good experiences. You're here for all of it. But with the three principles, we're able to ride the wave instead of get drowned by it. And then it becomes fun. You're actually surfing your own emotional waves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, how long you want to ride that wave is completely up to you. It really is.
Mm.
You know, and yeah, it can go up and down. Like I said, I've been sick for 2 weeks, right? I could just sit around and feel like crap all day and I could feed into whatever negative feelings that I want to feed into. But it would be an absolute lie to say that the past 2 weeks that I've felt sick, I've done nothing but feel bad for myself, feel down, be in a low mood, and all that stuff. That's not true. I have plenty of times where I have laughed and been in moments of peace and, not got wrapped up in feeling sick. And I know I'm speaking of a physical feeling right now, but they're all connected, in my opinion. And so, yeah, while there is nothing wrong, we are built with all these feelings. Yes, absolutely. Anger, sadness, fear, joy, happiness, peace. We do come to a point where it really is up to us because before the principles I know for me, in those feelings of anger or fear, I would have grabbed that thing like an anchor and held on to it in the storm. Kind of like we talked about in the beginning, holding on to that familiar. Even though it's not a good place to live and it's not fun to be there and it's not great to stay, it's familiar and it's better in my head at that time 4 years ago than flying around the thought storm in there. So I'm just gonna stay in anger or I'm gonna stay in fear or sadness or whatever it is I want to, as long as I want to, until I saw differently. And when you let go, let the clouds pass by, your essence is there, your true self is there. Everything that is innate is there. And yes, just like we said, innate is all of those things, but you don't have to grab them. You can accept them, acknowledge them, accountability, responsibility. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because now every single one of those things are coming from you. And how long you stay there is how long you want to feed it, how long you want to stay there. And yeah, you don't turn away somebody that comes to your door, that an angry friend, a sad friend, an overwhelmed friend. But you're also, at least me at this point in my life, well, I'm not going to say, hey, you know what? Bring all your anger and move right in. And I don't expect you to change your anger. I don't expect you to do any of that. You just move right in and let's just call it home now together. That's the difference, I guess, now. Because before, that's something I would have done for sure. I would have stayed there. I would have invited that friend in and yeah, we'll just have a pity party, an anger party, a sad party, whatever kind of party we want to together, as long as we want. There's nobody here to stop us. It's the same way in the principles. There's nobody here to stop you from getting out of it either, except yourself. Just you. We're the only ones. We are responsible. We are accountable. We're the ones that choose. It is part of our free will. It is our choice once we see differently. So acknowledging them, absolutely. Staying in them, I don't. I don't know. And there are different levels. Okay, there's different levels of types of feelings. Okay, because being sad and being in massive grief, there's two different levels. So the expectation of how long you allow yourself, and still, it isn't allowing. Some of them are a process. It's still up to you if you want to take a step forward that day or 3 steps backwards. If you want to start to get quiet and allow space for wisdom and clarity and for mind, then you do it. And if you're not ready, then you don't. But when you are, you can't go back. You don't go backwards.
Mm.
It's not possible because once you've seen something, you can't unsee it. It's just the truth. And it's always going to be there and it's going to remain constant. Even if the clouds are in the way for a week, just knowing that that sun is still shining should bring that faith, that trust, that hope, and let you know it's going to be okay. Absolutely going to be okay. And who's not to say it's not already okay? I don't know. That was my rant.
No, I love that. I love that. That might come up, but it's gone now, but that was just so, like, bang on. Because there's so many times where it's that faith, it's that kind of knowing that it's gonna be okay. Because every other modality I've done, I've quit on it. I've stopped because it's not working. But because I know it's gonna be okay now, it just keeps me in the conversation. It keeps me in the free principles. I may say in the moment, "Oh, it's not working," but I know that that's a lie.
Yeah.
I know it's always working, and I know that that sun, like you say, that sun is always behind the clouds. And now I can, even when I'm in it, I know that it's just my thinking, and I don't take it so seriously. But as soon as that awareness comes up, as I know it's my thinking, then that's when it actually passes quicker. But I'm choosing to
Absolutely.
stay in it. What you say?
Awareness is the key.
Mhm.
Stop engaging with it and see it for what it is.
Yeah.
And also, when you're in it, you're seeing everything through the filter of what you're in. Like I always say this to a couple of people, like, let's say you're suffering with depression and they say, well, I'm always depressed. Well, that's actually not possible. Not possible because you could be depressed and then someone can make you laugh and then you're laughing. No, you're in a different space now, you're laughing. Then you go back to depression. Then someone makes you angry. Now you're not in depression, you're in anger. Every single moment is a different moment. But when you're in that depression and you're looking back at the laughter, you're seeing the laughter through the lens of your depression. So it feels like in that moment that, oh, I wasn't happy then. I was still depressed. You wasn't. You was in a totally different headspace. But now that you're looking back at it from a place of depression, everything from that is being clouded by that filter that you're in right now in this moment. I think that's
Yeah.
important to know as well. Like, we feel like it's not working. But when we did feel like it was working, we did feel like it was working. It's just that now we're in a different headspace and we're looking through it through that filter. And I feel like that is really important for people to understand. Like sometimes it's like, oh, it's not working.
It's a good point. Yeah. That is a great point to bring up.
And you can always check with yourself what filter you're looking through. It's an actual question you can ask yourself because that makes you stop and like take them off and check. And in doing so, you're able to, ooh, yeah, maybe I don't want to look through that lens today.